Okay, I'm just starting the live stream up so I can see any comments and hopefully help answer any questions people might have about this airplane. So I literally installed this half an hour ago. I have done just enough to configure the controls and scribble down some notes on a piece of paper of how to start the airplane up. So we're going to have a look around the airplane and then take it for a flight. So we're at Miho Aero, which is on the northern coast of the North Island of Japan, or sorry, no, the South Island. Let's go and have a look on the map so I can show you exactly where we are. We want to open LittleNavMap, don't we? So center on where we are. There we go. So we are at Miho Aero, which is on the South Island, the north coast of the South Island. Yeah, I was correct. It's on this lovely beach peninsula. So we're going to have a look around the aeroplane first, and then we're going to take it, hopefully, for a flight. Hopefully I'll be able to get the engine started. So you can see it's got a cover over the pitot tube there. It comes with many liveries, so this is the first default livery that it comes with. I have unfastened the canopy. I'm hoping I'll be able to refasten the canopy. We'll soon find that one out. But yeah, so we're going to have a look around the airplane, see how wonderful the modelling is. So it looks spectacular, doesn't it? I mean, that is just something else, really. So it would appear then that it casters, but it has got steering look. There are cables there down through the tail wheel. The wear and tear modelling is spectacular, isn't it? So where the paint has worn off along that leading edge look. So it's authentically labelled. You can switch English labels on inside the cockpit. I'm not going to. I'm going to make it really tough for myself. But I just thought I'd want to show you around the look. I mean, look at the quality of this. The kind of the burnished edges and the detail of the rivets. It's fantastic, isn't it? Let's come down to the wheels and have a look. Have a look up in the wheel wells. They knew people were going to do this, didn't they? That's like tiny bits of detail. Look, the way the doors avoid the belly tank. Interesting, isn't it? So even the wear and tear on the propeller. This is some of the best material modelling I think I've seen. I mean, look at that. That's just insanity, isn't it? Okay, let's have a look through the cowl flaps around the edge of the engine. They're animated as well, by the way, so you can open them as you should be able to. So I am no expert on the cockpit of the A6M Zero, so you'll have to take the modelling as it is, and it looks amazing though, doesn't it? So all the labelling is accurate, so it's all in Japanese, and have no idea if the actual characters are correct, mind you, but it looks the part. So you've got the electrics here. The instrument panel. They really have done a number on this, haven't they? It's fantastically done. There's the gun sight. And the gun, or one of the guns. And there's the other one. So there is a book in the cockpit, but look at all this pipe work. It's incredible, isn't it? So just how far have they taken this? Should we go and be really mean and look behind places you wouldn't go normally? So even in the bulkheads behind the seat, it's just insanity. So, having had a good look around the aeroplane, shall we take it for a fly? Or attempt to get it started and then take it for a fly, hey? So, I'm going to press Shift and X, which puts us inside the cockpit. So let's just try out for a start. Head tracking, that seems to work. So can we close the canopy, or do we keep the canopy open to taxi? I don't think it'll be a problem, but can we just drag this? Okay, we have our first issue with my ineptitude. I'm just having a look around to see what controls we have got for closing the canopy. I'm going to turn head tracking off for a moment, so I can look around at this sensibly. So we've got this one here. That's the lock. I was expecting to see... oh, here's the handle. My ineptitude almost ended the day there. So we can lock the canopy in place. So I'm going to work through what I know to be true so far. So battery is here. And then these are the breaker switches essentially for the various systems around the airplane. This is the generator. The others can come on. One of them, I think this one, is the pitot heat, but we're just going to switch them all on. We're not going to be on the ground for very long. And then we got the two switches below. And then we're going to go and calibrate the altimeter. So seems to be not moving, which is fine. Mags, we can go and put those to both. The oil shutter, so this is the oil shutters. You want that to rotate it to the clockwise is closed. So going anti-clockwise would be, so you can see the red marker moving there. That's opening it, that's closing it. The opposite is true of the cowl flaps. So if we rotate this to the right and then we go and have a look outside, you will see the cowl flaps have opened. Okay, so the propeller is the innermost on the quadrant, and I have mapped that. So we want the propeller all the way forwards. We want the mixture, there's the throttle, and there's the mixture. We want that all the way forwards as well. The fuel taps are on the right hand side somewhere, and I'm trying to remember what I'm looking for. Oh, here's it. Open them clockwise. Okay, yeah. So also left hand side. So those are the fuel taps for the left and the right wing. So we open both. And then having done that, we're going to go and get this notebook and put it in front of us, because there's a couple of functions in here that are controlling essentially what the ground crew would do outside. So we're going to go and, first of all, pump. So you'll look over here, you'll see that needle shot up there. So this is the wobble pump essentially. And we've got enough pressure, it will die off. And also you've got this one. So we're going to give it a few goes. And then if we go into the start page of the book, we can toggle the crank. Notice you've got auto clutch and fast crank. So if I turn auto clutch off, we'll see what happens. So toggle crank, and you will see. So this is the classic, the spinning up a flywheel with a hand crank. And when we engage the clutch, we drop the flywheel to turn the engine over. And we have an engine. So I'm just going to jump outside the aeroplane while that's happening, because we need to go and get rid of the chocks, and we're having to do it ourselves, of course. We haven't got ground crew to come and do these things for us. So, and we are taxiing. So I'm just turning the brake on. Go and remove the pitot cover. Should have done that earlier, really. Go and jump back in the aeroplane. Thankfully it hasn't run away with itself across the ground. And we don't need this on anymore. So you can see one of the electrical switches was the gun sight. Okay, so head tracking on. In fact, let's unhook this. We're just going to gently taxi out, which will warm the engine up on the way. Just going to see how noisy this is for you. Okay, yeah, I'm going to need to turn that down, aren't I? Otherwise you won't hear it, or you won't hear me. So, does it have flaps is the next question. Yes, it does. They appear to be either up or down, with nothing in between. Apologies for wandering over the wrong way. I'm trying to centre it back up. A nice gentle takeoff, mostly because I have no idea what I'm doing. Okay, so we've got a collimated, and a very early collimated gun sight there. Let's have a look at this from outside then, now we're flying. Quite misty this morning over Japan. Should we change the weather? Give ourselves some nice weather to see it in its true guise. Okay. I'm just having a look around at the instruments to see what we've got. I won't pretend to be able to read them. I'm presuming this is airspeed. I'm just taking it very gently at the moment. So it has very little negative pitch control. That's not airspeed, okay. I'm not going to get it out of that. So I'm going to have to cheat and lift us. So this is a really good example of how much trouble you can get into with a good flight model straight away. So when this thing gets too fast, you're not going to pull it out of dives. So its turn rate is very good. But its elevators are pretty awful, or its pitch control. Let's see what happens when it stalls. So it will just fall over the top. I'm being deliberately careful with it because I know if it's realistic it will depart controlled flight very easily. You have to fly it gently and smoothly. So should we have a go at touch and go? Which way is the... I've turned the weather off, haven't I? So we've got almost no wind. But it's favouring runway 25. Okay, so we'll just loop round. It's a nice long runway, thankfully. And we see how we get on with the touch and go. Okay, so that's the airspeed indicator, isn't it? 140 at the moment. And airspeed's falling off the cliff, so it's down to 100. So flaps down, gear down. Oh, it's going far too fast. Speed is coming off. So just to show you, I'll get some altitude and we'll put it into an unrecoverable spin. I think slew will probably remove it from it. We'll find out. I'll show you how dangerous it is. I think it's similar to American aircraft of the time that, and the European ones as well, that in the hands of a skilled pilot it was deadly, but it could also kill other pilots. So if you weren't aware of what you were doing to the aeroplane. I'll show you some of the options on the aeroplane in a moment. But literally, this is my first time properly flying it. All I did before starting the video was figured out the switches to flick to start the engine. Okay. So we've got a few thousand feet of altitude. We'll get some speed up and then we'll put it into a fairly quick turn and make it depart on purpose. So it just tucks under exactly the same way. You can catch it, look, so we can catch it fairly quickly and easily. So it does exactly the same as things like the Hurricane and the Spitfire and the P-51. It tends to drop the left wing under high loading. Where it's nasty is you can get it to go completely depart, which we'll do on purpose. And we've gone. That's going to probably be completely unrecoverable. Because it's falling sideways. We can't get the nose down. Yeah. So I'm going to press Shift and Z. And that might stop the momentum. Yeah, it has. Look, we're just falling now like a stone. But it's starting to spin again. So we're going to go into the ground unless we press Shift and Z. And we're going to fall into the floor, and then obviously Flight Simulator will spawn us 1,000 feet up. And there we go, and we're back running again. So it's pretty terrifying, isn't it? You depart and you've had it. But within its range of, you know, that it's designed for in terms of airspeed and altitude, it's absolutely amazing. So let's see if it will fall over. Not touching the controls. So the torque is the only thing that's going to affect it. I'm going slightly left aileron there to help it. And then come off the throttle, let it glide back. Pull it out before it gets too fast. Okay. Pretty impressive, isn't it? So let's go and open the book while we're flying along, and we can have a look at some of the options in here. So we've got options. We can hide the exhaust heat blur, we can hide the exhaust smoke, we can hide the handheld radios, we can display English labels if we wish. So we can do that, and it puts Dymo labels on everything. Turn off the cockpit shake, turn off the exterior shake, enforce realism. So that's what I've got all the realism on apparently. So let's go and turn head tracking off for a moment so we can actually concentrate on this. Within the starting, you saw that earlier, so you can turn various things on or off. So you can toggle having the wheel chocks from inside the cockpit. Belly tank. Aircraft exterior, you can wash the aeroplane, it gets dirty. And interesting, so you can refuel from inside the aeroplane and reload the guns. So there are keyboard mappings you can put in place to make the guns fire and things like that. So just to show you how easy this is to make it depart, I'm going to roll it and go negative with the... There you go. That will be unrecoverable. Unless we're lucky. Oh, we might be lucky. Yes, we are. But it seems to be the more you fight it, the more trouble you get into. We're in Japan. Yeah. So we have taken off from Miho Aero, which is on the north side of the South Island. just over here. So let's go and circle around and bring it in. So I'm by no means flying this properly. This is literally my first flight in the aeroplane. I have learnt just enough to start the aeroplane up from the ground, which you saw me do. It's fascinating and it's different and it's wonderfully modelled. So I am probably killing the engine because I haven't played with the oil flaps at all. I've just been trundling around. So let's bring it in. We can get rid of this book and put it back over on the side over here. So we'll bring it in on a kind of a Spitfire approach, I guess, see how we get on with doing that. So we're down to just under 100. Now I'm not sure if this is miles an hour or knots. Your guess is as good as mine. So let's go and have a look at the animations. It's pretty cool, isn't it? I'm guessing we need the cowl flaps open as we slow down. So, yep, they've opened. So, how are we doing for speed? So let's open the propeller back up and moderate the throttle. Keep an eye on I don't understand the dials at all yet. Just having to go by feel. And we're down. interesting. So it's not killing it by pulling the mixture. I wonder if it just takes a second or two. Obviously we can turn the mags off. That was fascinating. So let's go and turn everything off for any airplane. So all of these switches come back off, or the ones that are. That's interesting. So they didn't need to be on. Or not for the realm of flight that I was chucking it around. So obviously there's lots to learn about the aeroplane. There's a really good document that comes with it. So yeah, I'm not going to go and show it on the screen. But yeah, there's a very good PDF that comes with it. Okay, so there you go. The A6M Zero from Mitsubishi. Developed by Blackbird Simulations. Used to be called Milviz. It's very cool, isn't it? So I hope you enjoyed that. That was just a very brief first look because I couldn't resist loading it into the sim and having a quick look at it. I'll see you all again soon. Take care.